thought there was another bit of that. What was Ken doing in there?
Ken was
He looked very worried. I thought maybe perhaps he was ready to speak.
No. He was.
What was
sorry.
what did he want? He looked very serious. He looked like a doctor overlooking a patient.
Yeah,
What was
well,
it?
he was checking your screen.
Oh, was he?
For your
doing something he was supposed to do.
Yes.
Oh, that's okay.
That.
Incidentally, that was the Red Hot Chili Peppers. That's a song called Piping
great.
All Over the World. No, it's not
Great.
called that at all. I just decided to call it that. Let me just tell you what that's
There's
called.
nothing like a good blow in the pipe.
Nothing like that. It's called 100 Chili Peppers. That's what it's called. And incidentally, a gentleman called Jonathan Black sends me an email. And on the subject of piping, he calls himself the bagpiping joiner.
Do you remember your piper?
Can't you see him speaking here? Can't you see him speaking here?
Here,
he wants
hold
to.
on. There's
Can't you see I'm speaking here?
a slap on the wrist for me.
No, I'm sorry, but I'm in the middle of something here.
I know, but I was just trying to remember.
Maybe perhaps you could listen, waiting until they finish the sentence.
the piper that you had in.
What piper had I in?
You had a piper in here years and years ago before
That's absolutely,
piping became popular.
Before piping became popular.
Yes, remember.
I can say that without popping. Piping became popular.
Yeah.
And incidentally,
Where is he?
I don't know. He's gone to that great bagpipe in the sky. I'd like to congratulate Field Marshal Montgomery Pipe Band on winning the Scottish Championships last Saturday. That's a piping band here from Derry, Stoke Londonderry. And a gentleman called Jonathan Black wishes them that, and he has something to say to you. He says, hats off, Mr. Coyle. He's a real city slicker. Adam Breen, speaking of Facebook, I was talking to, what do you call that fellow that's instead of the fat boy?
Joel.
Joel. Why can I never remember his name? Why doesn't he have a name that you can remember? Like Archie.
Right.
Anyway, he said that Adam Breen, do you remember the fellow was down at Balmoral? The man with the bull?
Yeah.
He has posted a picture of you on Facebook holding the bull's regions. One thing I will say, says Jonathan, that he will probably never do it again, judging by the photograph. And judging by the horrified look in Coyle's face, I laughed till I cried. My only regret was, due to work commitments, I couldn't make the show. I would have dearly loved to witness the event for myself. I ought to do a bit of bagpipe practice. As Gerry, my fellow Ulster Scot, you know well, this is the busy season for the pipe band world. There's a whole world there, that we know nothing about.
Can I tell you something now?
Go ahead.
The two of the greatest sounds that I heard, the most memorable sound that I've heard, was during your television show.
I remember those days, those heady days.
Right? In Blackstaff Studio. And the sound, as you know, is wonderful when you're there and it's live. And the
Bagpipes.
bagpipe, what do you call them again? The
Bagpipes.
band? No, the
Field
Marshal Montgomery. You had them on as a guest, as
a number of guests.
yes, right?
Yeah.
And the sound that they created.
Do you know the worst thing?
That-
Do you know the worst thing about
really?
a band like that? The worst
And
thing
I'll
about
tell you the second best sound I heard. Well, that I remember. Do you remember having two guys on and they sang a song, a Donovan song? What's the song?
This is going to take long.
Please, you know them well. They were in the Eurovision.
Why do you not know things before you
Because I didn't know I was going to say this. The Eurovision song.
Not only do you not know you're going to say it, you don't know what you're saying.
But I'm trying to remember the song. In the silly eyes of the minutes of uncertainty, I want to be as I
Catch the Wind.
Catch the Wind. Who recorded that? Who sang
Donovan.
that? I know Donovan, but you had two guys on, two brothers.
I don't remember that.
Yes, you do.
I don't remember it.
Must do.
I don't remember it.
There was Eurovision Song Contest connection,
That means nothing to me.
and they sang that.
Okay.
One night in your show.
I don't remember it, okay? Maybe perhaps you can remember a little bit more about it, such as
Catch
their
the
names.
Wind. Catch the Wind. There
Catch
was
the
Paul and somebody Harrington. Paul
Harrington and
his brother Jimmy.
Jimmy
Paddy.
Harrington. Harrington Dolby.
What?
I know
Remember?
I know the fellow you mean. Paul
Yes.
Harrington was a fellow who represented Ireland in the Eurovision Song Contest.
Yes, and his brother.
I don't know what his brother's name is. Listen, will you stop? Stop this.
I got excited about it.
I know you get excited, but try and work things out before you talk. I've got a sad story here. A young lady has come to me. She's written to me.
Barry Fleming plays the pipes, I'm told.
Thanks. This young lady has come to me because she senses that I'm a good person. And this is nice. I need your help, please. My name is Chelsea Ward. I'm 14 years old. 3 weeks ago this Friday, I underwent major surgery on my back to correct a curvature in my spine. I'm still recovering, but I'm very sad. I'm very sad because my wee dog, Minnie, who is a white West Highland Terrier dog, is missing and has been since yesterday lunchtime. She's 5 years old and is of no use to anyone because she's got spayed, kind of like yourself. She was up at my nanny's across the fields, as she has a dog too, and ran after Nanny's cat. Nanny's cat arrived home last night at 10:45, but no Minnie. As I cannot walk very far at the minute, my family and friends searched the fields to see if she was stuck somewhere, and they called for her, but she didn't appear. I am very sad when they arrived back home without her. Mummy said she'd be back by morning, but the morning is here today, and there's no word of Minnie. She's never done this before. I just can't understand where she might be. I'm hoping that someone has seen her walking along the road, looking lost, and took her in out of the cold, as Minnie is a house dog and does not like the cold or the rain. As I live out in the country and off school at the minute recovering, she is my best friend, and I want her back, as it is very lonely without her. She kept me company. The only downfall Minnie would have is that she would go with anybody. It's kind of like me. As she is a house dog, she gets washed all the time, especially when she rolls in cow manure. My mummy is washing Minnie at the minute, as I'm able to bend, but I would have washed and blow-dried her every other weekend, and after this she's cute and cuddly. She is just washed and blow-dried at the weekend. I fear someone might have taken her, as she is a pedigree dog, and you know by the look of her that she is cared for and looked after very well. She plays a big part in our family, and we really miss her. She's very friendly and a lovable dog. Everybody loves her. We have notified the local vet, dog warden and kennels, as she is also microchipped. So hopefully somebody out there knows where she is and will return my best friend Minnie to me. I have to go to the hospital today for my review, so my family won't be able to look for her again until this afternoon. I hope she'll be back by the time I get back. I really miss her and want her back. She needs to come home. I'm very sad. Please announce on your show that she is missing. And for the farmers and neighbours around the White Fort Road, Auchlisnafin Road, Castlewellan, and surrounding areas to keep an eye out for a white West Highland Terrier by the name of Minnie. She's wearing a pink collar with a pink tag with her name on it and her telephone number on it, and an orange dog licence tag, and she is also microchipped. Isn't that lovely? That's Chelsea Ward. I would dearly love, by the end of this programme, to be able to say that wee dog has been found.
Yeah.
So
You've
please,
upset a lot of people.
I didn't do it consciously. What did I do?
Why
that
did you
upset
say
them?
Field Marshal Montgomery Bam was from Derry?
Are they not? Are they not?
No,
Where are they from?
they're from Carryduff.
I didn't know. I'm terribly sorry.
You don't believe me.
I'm sorry. I do believe you.
All the time you had them on your programme,
I
on
always
your
thought they're
TV
from
programme
here.
and all.
They lied to me.
Nobody lied to you.
They lied to me. I don't know. I'm sorry, lads. I apologise. I always thought they were from this city.
No, your levels are low in Lisburn, turkey legs. That's
There's nothing I can do about that. It's Ken again.
He was in.
I know, but he might have done something. Listen, I'm worried about tourists coming to our country and not able to understand our ways. And I came across something the other day which I thought would be very, very useful. Anyone who's listening from outside our country, who's maybe visiting for a short or a long period, this is a little set of, well, I suppose, instructions as to how our country has formed and what we're like. Okay, I'm going to read this. There's a political guide for tourists to Ireland. Ireland is an island to the west of Britain, but Northern Ireland is just off the mainland. Not the Irish mainland, the British mainland. Northern Ireland is just off the mainland, not the Irish mainland, the British mainland. The capital of Ireland is Dublin. It has a population of 1 million people, all of whom will be shopping in Newry this afternoon. They travel to Newry because it is in the north, which is not part of Ireland, but still pay in euros. Under the Irish Constitution, the North used to be in Ireland, but after a 30-year campaign for Irish unity ensured that it is now definitely in the UK. Had the campaign lasted longer, the North would now be in France. Belfast is the capital of Northern Ireland. It has a population of 500,000, half of whom have houses in Donegal. Donegal is in the north, but not in the north. It is in the south. No, not the south. It's in the south. There are 2 parliaments in Ireland. The Dublin Parliament is called the Dáil, pronounced Doyle. An Irish word. Will you stop talking when I'm doing stuff? Stop talking when I'm doing stuff. An Irish word meaning a place where banks go to receive taxpayers' money. The one in Belfast is called Stormount, an Anglo-Saxon word meaning placebo or deliberately ineffective drug. What are you talking about there?
You're very cheeky today.
I know I'm cheeky.
Jealous? Yeah, Jabbis is your crabbit.
I'm not crabbing. It's unmannerly to talk on another person.
Your crabbit today, says Janet.
I know, but she's talking when I'm talking here.
I only asked her a question.
What was the question?
It was my fault I got her into trouble. You know what I mean.
Their respective jurisdictions are defined by the border, an imaginary line on the map to show fuel launderers where to dump chemical waste. Protestants are in favour of the border, which generates millions of pounds in smuggling for Catholics, who are opposed to it. Travel between the two states is complicated because Ireland is the only country in the world with two M1 motorways. The one in the north goes west to avoid the south, and the one in the south goes north to avoid the north. We have two types of democracy in Ireland. Dublin democracy works by holding a referendum and then allowing the government to judge the result. If the government thinks the result is wrong, the referendum is held again. Twice in recent years, the government decided the people's choice was wrong and changed it. Belfast democracy works differently. It has a parliament with no opposition, so the government is always right. This system generates envy in many world capitals, especially Dublin. Ireland has three economies, northern, southern and black. The black economy is in the black. The other two are in the red. Isn't that good?
Yeah, we had no idea what...
You're not listening. You're
No,
not listening to this
did you
programme.
give a call?
Where?
I just asked Janet where Finvoy was.
Finvoy? Ah, Finvoy! Finvoy!
I just wonder where it was.
It's not too far from where we are here today.
I have no idea where it is.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Do you know where Finvoy is?
A fun boy's about 5 miles from Ballymoney and about 15 miles from...
I told you it's near Derry.
Yeah.
I thought near there. Bloody ages, yes. About
What did he
40
call
miles
me?
there.
Call me a bloody
I
agent?
need you.
All right then, okay, you're going to be thrown, are you? I'm supposed to be crabbing today.
That's 40 miles from there, see, from where we live.
All right then. Okay, I accept that there is a difference there. What can we do for you today?
You announced that the Field Marshal Montgomery band was from London Derry, and for a start, the band's from Kerry Duff, and for a secondly, it's Derry they call the city up here.
All right then. For God's sake, everybody's a politician. Well, listen, which pipe band is from here then? If I think the Field Marshal Montgomery band.
I
is
don't know.
I don't know.
Live in Derry.
This one's from here, isn't
No,
it?
there's a
Why
whole lot.
did I think that one was from here?
Are you thinking that all along?
Oh yes.
That's
Silly man.
Kerry Duff near Lisbon.
All right then. I apologise to people who may be
very
offended
good.
by that. Field Marshal Montgomery band from Kerry Duff. I'll remember that in future. I'll write it down in me book.
Whenever you're
Stop
on,
whispering to her.
Whenever you're on, could you
Stop
tell
whispering
me-
to her. I'm terribly sorry. There's stuff going on in here that I approve
Janet's
of.
telling me there's a call on 2 and the lady doesn't want to talk to you because you're crabbing.
Tell her I'll be all, tell her, keep her on the line. Tell her I'll be all right in a minute.
No, she wants to talk to
tell
you
her
through
to
me.
just have to wait the same enough time as I waited.
Tell her she just have to wait until he's finished.
She's talking
Here,
to
could
you.
you tell me this much, Jerry?
What?
How did I get the McCrory's or Kildare? Would I go be Candona?
Oh, how would you get to McCrory's in Kildare?
Well,
That's a place I go to all the time.
no, but there's Tommy's Colin Sanders recording a program from it. Say this Thursday night or next Thursday night. I've been.
Is he really?
Would that be the most direct? The Danny McLaughlin and Tom Byrne is recording the whole session live.
Are you serious? I didn't know about that.
I probably took him up right in his program on Saturday night. Colin Sands on Radio Ulster.
I didn't even know that. If Colin was listening, Colin, let me know about that, and I'll tell the people about it. The best way.
You better check because I was only listening to radio, but see, we usually go down to Buncrana on a Wednesday night to listen to the traditional group and O'Flaherty's, you know.
Well, Denny McLaughlin will be there, and he's a relative of mine. He lives in the farm next door to my mother. Used to live down in Donegal.
Whereabouts is that? It's out the North Pole.
Listen to me coughing now. Look what you've done to me. No, I knew Denny McLaughlin when he had hair.
But
Listen.
listen
to that.
And that bloke, Michael Gerry, he was there one night.
Okay, I'll tell you how to get to Kildare. What you do is you make a beeline for Derry stroke London Derry, right?
Oh no, I know that much.
You know how to get there.
Aye.
Then you keep beside the water. Don't let the water out of your sight, and you'll get there eventually.
Anti-Craigslist Point in that direction.
That's it. Turn left there, over the mountain, down by the Rushy Glen. Okay then. If Colin was listening, let me know about that because I'd like to know. I'd like to go to that. Oh no, maybe.
Well, I listened to his program on a Saturday night, and I'm nearly sure that's what he said. So we normally go on a Wednesday night, and then I said to Helen, or maybe go on on Thursday night instead, you know.
I recommend everybody goes up to that because it's a lovely part of the world and this is a good time of the year to go there. When the blossoms are in season. All right then,
Okay.
thank you very much.
Okay, Jerry, thank you very much.
Thank you, bye.
Have a nice day.
Okay, thank you. Is that woman still there?
No, but she doesn't want to talk to you.
Why not?
She wants to talk to you through me because you're Crabbit.
I'm not Crabbit.
It's Maura. She's afraid of you.
Why?
She's on 2.
Hello, Maura.
Hello, Gerry. You're a wee nettle.
I'm terribly sorry. It's the way life has turned me this way. I was all right when I came into Radio 4 at the start. These people have ground me down.
Have they bad to you?
They've made me evil. Anyway, I'll be nice to you because you don't deserve any of this.
That's good.
How are you today?
I'm fine. What about you?
I'm okay.
No, Gerry, I rang yesterday as well, but I wouldn't talk to you, so I come on today. I've Dutch courage today.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you what I'm looking for. A miniature silver Appleyard drake. Have you got all that?
You got that?
Uh-huh.
A miniature silver
Appleyard.
drake.
Yes.
Right, so there you are. You got that, Jerry?
I've got it.
Yeah.
Where would a person get a thing like that?
I don't know. Geordie might know somebody.
Is it a kind of like a porcelain drake?
No. It's a live drake.
Oh, a real drake?
Uh-huh.
Like a male duck?
Yeah, same thing.
You're looking for one of those? A miniature?
Sorry?
A miniature what?
Miniature silver Appleyard drake.
What a great description. A miniature silver Appleyard drake. A miniature silver Appleyard drake.
Uh-huh.
That's great. I love this. A miniature silver Appleyard drake. That's great.
Can I ask Maura something and you something, Jerry?
Yes.
Because you're a wee bit of a country boy. But Maura seems to know a bit about birds, ducks and things like that.
The feathered one.
Right. Why do we refer to the duck's egg as a duck egg? And we never refer to a hen's egg as a hen egg?
I don't
We
know.
just called it a duck egg.
What are you
Singular.
confusing that woman for?
A duck egg. It's
I
a
don't-
duck's egg, isn't it? But we always say, "Oh, I had a lovely duck egg this morning."
Uh-huh.
Why do we say that?
Because
I don't
when you
know,
when you
because
talk
it's
about
duck's egg.
You never, you never
because the
say
hen's egg is the more common. So when you talk about an egg, people will generally assume that you're referring to a hen's egg.
Yeah, but we don't. We say singular. We say, "I had a duck egg."
Yeah.
We don't say I had a duck's egg. Why do we not say a duck's egg?
This is why I hate you. You're always doing stuff like this, just distracting people. And
You're an author. You know these things. You
I do
write
know
about these things.
I do write about these things.
Well,
yes.
Oh, she'll get one in from Stuart Donaldson at the Ark Farm in County Down.
Right. Can I write that down now?
You
or
write
will
it
I-
down now.
Write it down now.
What do you mean?
I can't believe that this.
Janet's got that information.
Good girl, Janet.
Okay. Hold
What's-
on, I get a pen.
She
It's
couldn't
all
get
right.
a pen. Well, in the meantime, will I do the imitation of the wee man I was doing this morning?
No. Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
Right, tell me again, sorry.
Go ahead.
It's the Ark Farm.
How do you spell that?
A-R-K.
Farm.
The Ark Farm in County Down. And it's owned by Stuart Donaldson. You
Right.
got that? Stuart Donaldson, Ark Farm, County Down.
Is there a phone number?
Alas, no.
Perhaps
And
she's
can I
got-
get a number for him?
Why did you not take a number? What's wrong with Janet? Why did she not ask her for a number?
The man that gave Janet the information didn't have a telephone number.
Okay, well, do people still ring up inquiries? Do they still do that kind of thing?
I don't know, because our Yellow Pages is in the
In the
wee
bin.
bin.
Yeah. Everybody throws the
Why
yellow
do they?
pages in
Why
the
do
bin.
they?
I
why
don't
do
know
they-
why.
Those Yellow Pages are a waste of
Do we have
money.
no piano or nothing? Do you know you used to have to use it to hold up the piano?
Yeah, it's useless.
All I can do is suggest that you, maybe perhaps the person could ring in who knows or who is that person and tell us what the number is. If we don't get the number, you could maybe ring inquiries and they'll tell you what the number is. And you can get your miniature silver Appleyard drake there.
That's lovely.
Okay, let us know how you get on, okay?
Okay, thanks for your help.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. See, I was nice to her.
You know. But do you not think they should ask you before they leave a big Yellow Pages propped up against your front door if you want it or not?
I throw it back at them.
Why do they do it?
They do it because they want to
She
help.
was smuggled into the land of the free, with a gag on her mouth, roped hands and feet. Please don't hurt me, she said to the strange man. I'm 14 years old, she said, trying to stand. I come from Honduras, my name is Rosanna. Well, we taught her how to get good and high, how to satisfy a man who was willing daughter. And she made it as far as the Rio Grande, naked as a baby, clothes in her hand, waiting on the helicopter to pass. She was kneeling down in the tall dry grass, silent as a prayer on Easter Mass. And when the dogs are gone, they race for the river, cold and afraid, and made Roseanne.
I'm sorry I misjudged this. We won't get to the end of this. I'll play it again soon.
Everybody keeps running like a white-ass deer when you fire a gun. They run to where the trucks are gonna come. Hey, it's 3 days of poison wells and it's hot as hell. And her friend Carla, she don't look so well.
On 92 to 95 FM,
and 1341 medium wave.
this is BBC Radio Ulster.
Now at 11 o'clock, this is the BBC News with Keith Burnside. The body that monitors paramilitary activity in Northern Ireland has again warned that dissident Republicans remain highly active and dangerous, but the IMC also says they do not have the ability to mount a campaign like the Provisional IRA. Our Home Affairs correspondent Vincent Kearney has been looking at the IMC's latest report.
As expected, it describes the threat from dissidents as very serious and says the real and continuity IRA are continuing to recruit and train members, acquire weapons and target potential victims, with police officers the main focus of their activities. But it adds that there is no evidence to suggest a reappearance of something comparable to the Provisional IRA campaign of violence. The Commission says dissidents lack significant local or international support and don't have comparable resources in terms of personnel, money, organisation and cohesion, or range of weaponry and expertise. The report notes that former members of the Provisional IRA are helping dissident groups, but says this is being done on an ad hoc basis by a small number of people.
The DUP Culture Minister Nelson McCausland has been defending a letter he sent to Northern Ireland museums in which he called on them to do more to reflect the role of the Orange Order, the Ulster Scots tradition and creationism. The director of the UK Museums Association has said it's unacceptable for the minister to attempt to influence exhibitions. But Mr McCausland says it's a vital issue.
There are a range of perspectives, and I want simply to have in there consideration given to reflecting the diversity of views in Northern Ireland. It's also, in fact, a human rights issue and an equality issue, because cultural rights, the rights of people in Northern Ireland, should be implemented.
A baby boy has suffered serious burns after spending the hottest day of the year on Brighton Beach. Police officers called an ambulance after they spotted the boy and his mother on the beach on Sunday. The weather now with Barabest.
Cloud should clear away to allow more brightness and a good deal of sunshine to come through, especially in the east, with a bit of cloud lingering in the west. A lot of dry weather around too, with just perhaps a little bit of dampness this evening. Still on the cool side today, in a northerly breeze with highs of around 14 degrees, 1 or 2 degrees colder though along the north coast.
BBC News.
BBC Radio Ulster. Travel news.
Resurfacing is taking place on the Drumcerne Road in Limavady, which is closed in both directions until 5 o'clock this evening. Meanwhile, the Castlewellan Road in Banbridge is closed for the next 4 weeks with diversions in place, and delays of up to 15 minutes can be expected there. Looking ahead to this evening, there will be a lane closure in both directions on Boucher Road in Belfast, near the Charles Hurst Jaguar Garage and Shane Retail Park. That's from 6:30 this evening until 6:30 tomorrow morning. Aileen Morna reporting.
Travel news on BBC Radio Ulster. On Talkback with Wendy Austin today, I'll be talking to Stockard Channing Rizzo from Greece. Also, that Ulster Museum row. Some of you want to put the minister in there. What should be on show? A dying man left in the street for 2 hours. Could you pass by someone who needed your help? The modern GP, too cushy a life. Should they work more than 9 to 5? The coalition government thinks so. And is it illegal to take one banana from the bunch in a supermarket? I know, all human life is here. Join me and join in on Talkback at 12.
Look, there it is. Do you remember how they laughed when we gave instructions in this programme how to put on a pair of trousers? Do you remember how they laughed? you remember how they thought, how silly that is?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone knows how to put on their trousers. Here's something from the newswires.
Right.
A man has died after falling down whilst trying to put on his trousers. A man in America
Yes.
toppled over. The coroner recorded an accidental death verdict. If that man had been listening to this programme, he'd have been alive today. Just remember that.
I was told to tell you that there's an 11-piece soul band playing in the Empire on Saturday night. Starts at 10 o'clock. And Joe Traynor will be on drums.
Joe Traynor, a friend of mine, yes indeed, an old compadre of mine.
And do you want to know the telephone number for the man that sells the ducks?
I think you're talking about the miniature silver appleyard Drake?
Yes, Ark Farm.
Ark Farm.
On Bangor Road.
Uh-huh.
Right, it's 91
Yeah.
82 04 45.
45.
So there you are.
9182.
Got all that information.
Good old Janet's getting better at this.
What's that?
I have to admit that I take back anything I said about her before.
You can get that in the dealer. You can buy the ducks. The
What?
ducklings. Appleton ducklings are £3 each. That's cheap for a duckling, isn't it? Isn't it?
That's a bargain for a duckling.
If you contact... Is that the dealer, the book? The dealer? The magazine dealer?
Tugboat coming, steamship coming, the pilot's in, the wheelhouse humming. He married the daughter of a noble proctor. He's looking out and all his Hudson water sees them come from their bog roads, come in their coffin loads to work the big machine. In the land of dreams, well, the docks are crowded, hot and loud. He'd drown them all if the laws allowed it, but the Constitution is no solution. It just allows this vile pollution. Well, he don't mind the Dutchman, the Swedes or the Prussians, the Belgians or the Brits. Wouldn't give those Irishmen his spit. So pull a ladder up, boy. Well, it's 1950 in some English city. Brill cream boys and all the girls are so pretty, and hands like shovels on the double, digging through the empire's rubble. But they've got unclean habits, and they breed just like rabbits. They're a burden on the state, but they all think Mr. Bevan is great. There are poor relations left their fledgling nation to come here and blow up all of our railway way stations, shadowy figures in pubs and diggers. They load the guns and they pull the triggers. Give me fine bone china with Elizabeth Regina, and the next Inspector Morse. How could they do that to a horse? They're all sons of bitches with their fuses and their switches and their ancient bloody hurt. Well, we all hurt Patty for what it's worth. So pull the ladder up, boy. The world is full of causes, and all they're gonna get you is some bleeding heart applause. Pull the ladder up, boys. Leave them to their notion. They might as well be out there trying to dig holes in the ocean. So pull the ladder up, boy. There's a tugboat coming, steamship coming, pilots in the I'm in a Chester, you know I'm a peaceful man. He said, that's okay, boy, won't you feed me when you can? Yeah. Take a load off, Fanny. Take a load for free. Take a load off, Fanny. And you put the load right on me. Get your cannonball now to take me down the line. My bag is sinking low, and I do believe it's time to get back to Miss Fanny. You know she's the only one who sent me here with her regards for everyone. Take a load off, Fanny. Take a load for free. Take a load off, Fanny. And you put the load right on me.
You know, people think this program is just thrown together. It's haphazard.
No.
Just thrown together. You got a smorgasbord, a mishmash.
No.
Tell me what those two songs have in common. First of all, let me tell you that was the
Fairly
band.
long.
They are long. That was the band, of course. That's from the 60s. But a song that holds its quality and doesn't sound dated. That's a song called The Weight. And before that was Kevin Doherty, a song called Tugboat from an album, his new album, which is called Telegraph. What have those two got in common?
Pray tell.
Well, Kevin Doherty is a member of a band called The Four Men and a Dog.
Mm-hmm.
Levon Helm, the man who sang on The Weight, is a member of a band called The Band, right? Four Men and a Dog, one of their best albums, was made at Woodstock with the band. You see how little people know.
What's
I'm here to tell them.
What's Tugboat about?
It's about Irish immigrants in England.
Not wanted. Is that what it is?
Not wanted.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Good morning, Jerry, said Mal Kern.
Hello. Sorry.
No,
Sorry,
this is germane to what we're talking about. Good morning, Jerry, says Mal Kearney. The Kevin Doherty gig in the Black Box on a Sunday afternoon 3 weeks back was one of the best gigs I've ever attended. His band were of the highest quality and their set was amazing. I would advise anyone who likes Kevin's music but is yet to see his Telegraph show, because that is the name of his album, not the popular newspaper that I used to write for, and then they get rid of me, on tour to get themselves along to his gigs this summer. I, for one, will definitely be going to see the show again. For anyone who's interested, he'll be performing on July the 8th at the Errigal Arts Festival in Letterkenny. I'm going to go to that. On July the 17th at the Crawdaddy in Harcourt Street in Dublin. On July the 22nd in the Galway Arts Festival, St Nicholas's Church. And attend August 14th in the Gonzo Theatre in Cavan. There's a place in Cavan called the Gonzo Theatre. Isn't that fantastic? You know who Gonzo is, isn't he? Don't you? Not the guy out of the Muppets, no.
That was my answer.
Hey, George.
I knew you. Sorry, hello?
Hello, it's me.
I know it's you, but I wonder who you are.
I've got a pigeon in my house and it's got rings on it.
Right.
On its legs. But I don't know what to do with it because somebody come to me and told me that it's tired. It's only after coming from a race in France.
Uh-huh. Okay, then. Yes.
But I don't know. Can you hear me, Gerry?
Yes, I can. I'm just waiting for you to finish until I talk.
You see the man you says with the dog, the four men and the dog?
Yes.
That's Big Gino Lepari from Macarfelt.
That's right, yes.
Isn't that right?
That is right. Yeah, Gino Lepari from Macarfelt.
And you told me you were the dog. No, I was listening to you. No,
what?
I've got a pigeon in my back. No, I came in, the backyard, and then I came into the house.
Yes.
But I can't feed it with anything, or I don't know what to do, because it's a racing pigeon, I was told.
I understand, yes.
And I don't know, because there's a racing man here in Cookstown, and I'd like to thank you for your contribution for the Rotary Club, for the fry.
You're jumping around a bit here. I'm having difficulty following your line of thought here. You've got a pigeon outside.
I've got it in my bedroom because Margaret didn't want to have it in the house because she told me to take it to a man called Stanley. He's a racing fancy, but he's not at home.
Right.
But it's tired and then somebody says something must be after this thing.
Okay.
Well,
I would just you know what I would do with that pigeon? I would just leave it alone and give it a wee bowl of water. And what would a pigeon eat?
It's a racing pigeon. It's a racing pigeon.
I'm coming round to that.
Okay, right.
See,
I don't know what to do.
I understand.
Corn, get it corn.
Corn.
No, I'm on up back to 6 or 5.
Right. I'm just wondering.
No, a man that keeps pigeons.
I'm just wondering what the
There's
pigeon.
2 rings on it, but somebody said it's only back from a race and it landed, and then it came in the back kitchen. Then I put it up to the bed because Margaret told me to get it out.
Margaret.
My sister.
Your sister Margaret. Okay, so it's in your bedroom.
Uh-huh.
Well, why does Margaret think it's a good idea to put the pigeon in your bedroom? Because she doesn't want it in her room.
No, I had to put it up in the bedroom because Margaret told me to get it out of the house.
Right.
She doesn't like birds.
But does Margaret know that the pigeon is in the bedroom?
No, she does not. I told her I put it away.
All right.
I sent it. But it can't fly or nothing.
No, it's too tired to fly.
It's
well, okay. Well, did you mind? I hope Margaret's not listening to the radio. And I wonder what would...
Geordie or... No, I can't, because racing pigeons are different than ordinary pigeon type thing.
They are. But I would suggest you just, if you don't mind it being in your bedroom, I would kind of keep it there and give it a wee saucer of water and some corn. Some corn. And then when the man from the racing...
I'm going to give it porridge. Our porridge oats would be no good to it, would it?
Would a pigeon eat porridge oats? Apparently not. No, give it something,
Water?
Yes.
Wouldn't give it milk or nothing like that?
Tomato sandwich.
Henry rings in with a suggestion. Why don't you give it Red Bull?
Smart arse.
Don't
don't.
Gives it wings.
Don't give it. Yeah, right. Don't give the pigeon.
Give it water.
It'll turn into
corn.
It'll turn into Hugo.
If you go to a pet shop and say you want some corn for the pigeon.
But racing pigeons, I don't know what they're fed on.
But the man in the pet shop will know.
Is there? Let me
there's a pet shop here. That's right.
You've got a pet shop near.
But our man, see, the man has. Hello?
Hello? That was rather a strange call, that, wasn't it? He's gone now. Well, see, that was his phone ringing while she was still speaking on it. I must get one of those phones. They ring when you're on it. Can you ring? Can a guy ring you whilst you're on the phone? And like that, and the noise comes out like that? Can that happen?
I don't know.
Well, he was on the phone, right?
It's the 2 mobiles, Janice.
He's 2?
That's what Janice
I thought he was speaking on the one mobile, and then it went off while he was speaking. I hate that. You see people doing that in the tube, in London, place like that. And, they're speaking on the phone. Or, people who are businessmen, and you see them walking along the street speaking on the phone. And they're going, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll say that in a moment. Yes, okay, yeah, tell them I'll be there. Tell them I'll be at the meeting at 1 o'clock. And then the phone rings. And then you realise they're talking to nobody. And they're just spoofing, they're just showing off. I've got some messages here from the texters out there. Good morning, Golf Mike Alpha. That's me. GMA, the General Medical Association. Please play some more Chili Peppers before the end of the show. They're great. I wish everyone had a sense of humour like you and Mr. Coyle. The world would be a better place to live, even in the recession. That's from Margaret and then the Skillen. Thank you, Margaret. That made my day. I'm a Scot living in Ulster and you've made my day playing pipe music. Field Marshal Montgomery Band is not from Derry, Stoke, Londonderry. Field Marshal Montgomery Band is not from Derry, Stoke, Londonderry. I'm heading to the Isle of Man TT races on the 4th of June. Ian Brown's playing on the 5th. Ask stupid baked spud face, is it worth 38 quid to go and see him? I saw Ian Brown one time. He warmed up for somebody. Do not go and see Ian Brown. Do not. Re Bob's earlier text suggesting Ruth should use the £20 she found to bribe the bosses at the BBC to keep Nolan off the air. Please add Anderson to that list. Hello, Beavis and Butthead. Was just thinking, why don't you bring back Town Challenge? Well done. The foods are jammed.
Listen.
Why does Old Comb Overhead think everything good comes from Derry, Stoke, Londonderry? Tell him to wise up. It's a lot better madness out there.
Joe
Anger.
90 asked you a question.
A lot of hostility out there. Colm Kale Pipe Bander from Derry Stoke London. They always play at the Derry City football games. You should know that. We haven't been to a Derry City football game for a while. We better go again. We should go, shouldn't we?
Yes.
We used to always go, and then you put me off them.
I did not. Stop you blaming me. But anyway, Joe
they were
90
cheeky to me, and I never went back.
Joe 90 asked you a question.
Yeah.
He says that
They used to be cheeky to me at the gate.
I can tell you this now, honestly. I can tell you this now on behalf of the new board at Derry City. I know them all.
Oh, you know them all, do you?
Yes, I do. I know each and every one.
Have they got rid of the cheeky people?
They extend an open invitation to you. They would love to see you at the Brandywell.
Well, I'd love to go.
Yeah, well, they have asked you to come back to the Brandywell.
I'm coming back.
Well, that's okay. They have asked you.
Because I always enjoyed it.
Yes.
But the
Well,
boys were
there you
cheeky with me all the
No,
time.
that's
like a
all
fella.
in the past.
I can't forget.
I know, but it's all good.
Oh, look, I'll try
vibes.
and forget.
It's all good vibes now.
It's all good?
Yes.
All right.
Can
Are you coming back? Do you go back? Are you back?
Yes.
Are you?
Can you answer this question,
Yes.
please?
This is from Joe 90.
Yes. He said in the past there were some BBC Northern Ireland buzzwords. For example, fudge. Do you remember fudge?
Fudge was big.
Right. But there's a new one that's baffling him and he wants you to explain it.
Yes.
What does salami slices mean?
Salami slices, yes.
Yes. Can you explain that?
I'll explain that. See, people had enough of fudge because it made them bulk. And then they needed some other kind of food stuff to tide them over. They tried spaghetti bolognese and they tried spaghetti carbonara and they came up with salami slices. Because what's happening is this, Sean. Remember the election?
I do.
Nobody talked about any cuts that would be made and everything was lovely. And then as soon as they got their arses in the cars, they started taking money off us. Well, in Northern Ireland, did you notice in the Independent yesterday? I thought this was brilliant. There was a 4-page spread in the Independent, the English Independent, and it explained how all the cuts were spread over the whole country. And there was a map and detailed cuts, where cuts going to be made in Scotland, but Northern Ireland wasn't there.
No cuts?
It's a big space.
No cuts weren't there at all.
It's just a big empty space where Ireland is. There was nothing there. We don't exist. We don't exist. See, we are a special case here. So what they talk about is when cuts are to be made, they'll be made sparingly and gradually. They'll be salami slices. Thin cuts. Salami slices. But I say bring back fudge.
I like
because,
salami.
Because there's only one way to say salami, and that's salami. But see, fudge, you can say fudge.
Yeah.
Fudge. See, Noel Thompson would say fudge. Janice like that. Will I say it again, Janet?
Yes.
Fudge. Which is close to fudge. You see?
Yeah.
Soda, fudge, fudge, fudge.
Yeah.
You see, because you think you're saying fudge, but you're actually saying fudge, which is fudge. Fudge, 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 fudge. Right? Salami slices. Anything else you know?
Yes.
Anything else you want to know, let me know.
I just want to ask you one question. I asked you this last week and you dismissed me.
No, I won't dismiss you this time.
Has the shadow disappeared?
No, still there. Still there.
I hate that.
You're as bad as the fella I met one time who was,
The
I have to say...
the girls want to know what shadow we're talking about.
Do they not know?
The shadow in the weather.
Shadow in the weather,
When
yeah.
Angie's reading the weather, there's a big shadow behind her all the
Yeah,
time. You keep
yeah.
looking at the shadow.
I remember speaking to a man one time, and I have to say that this man would be known as a nationalist.
Right.
The capital N. And he said, they're at it again, he said. I says, what? He said, the BBC are at it again. I said, what are they doing? He said, the weatherman's standing in front of Northern Ireland. I said, well, he has to. He says, what do you mean? He says, stands right in front of us. I said, we're not there. I said, well, you see, he's doing the weather forecast for Britain, right? So he has to point over to Scotland and all. He has to point over to Newcastle and places like that. He has to point to London. See, if he stands well back, you know, that you can see Northern Ireland, he won't be able to reach it, and he'd have to get a big pointer. So he has to stand in front of us. He says, it's delivered. He said, it's delivered. They're standing in front of us.
Do you remember the time the weatherman had a pointer?
Yes. And now they're all, hello!
Yeah. There's a call on one.
They're so horrible. Remember we talked yesterday. What did I say to you yesterday? I said I've never seen such a campaign. Millions and millions. Every paper you lift, there's 5 and 6 pages about sex in the city, all over the place.
Yes.
And I said it must be the worst movie of all time.
Yes.
I have to spend that kind of money on it. The New York premiere was on Monday night, and apparently it's the worst movie ever made. I knew that.
Good boy.
I knew that.
Well done.
See, whenever you see money like that being spent, you know it's no good. Don't go to it.
I won't. Don't you worry
You
about
wouldn't
that.
go anyway.
No way.
You wouldn't go if it was great. Is there
wouldn't
someone
look
on the line here?
Yes, Alan.
Alan. Alan Key. Alan,
Hello?
Key Alan. Fudge.
Hello?
Fudge. Yes, Alan.
Yes.
What? Like, say after me. F-U-D-G-E.
Who?
You.
Fudge.
No, fudge.
I can't say fudge.
You have to say it.
Fudge.
F-U-D-G-E. Not the fudge. That's
Try
it.
Alan with it.
Alan, say F-U-D-G-E.
Fudge.
No, it's fudge.
Fudge.
Try C-U-T-S. Cuts.
Cuts.
No, it's cuts. 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 Fudge. All right, then. Sorry, this is a new pronunciation guide for the BBC. Anyway, what can we do for you today?
The guy that was on with the pigeon.
Yes.
If he finds the number of the Racing Pigeon Federation,
Yeah.
they will tell him who owns it, and they'll probably give him the number for the fella to come down for it.
Okay. That's the racing. What's that
Racing
again?
Pigeon Federation.
Racing
probably Northern Ireland or.
All right.
Know,
The racing
because the
pigeons.
pigeon will have a number on it, on its ring, and it'll have probably have a number on its wing.
Okay.
If he
Well,
holds its wing out, you'll see a number.
but you see, it's very hard to get a pigeon to hold its wing out if it
He
doesn't
just
want
get hold
to.
of it. He must have had hold of it.
No, I think he's. I get the feeling that he's slightly afraid of it. To be
Oh
honest
no,
with you.
it did all right. I had one in my garden about a few years ago.
Okay. Well,
And the fella came down for it from Ayrshire.
So it's the national. What's that again? Sorry.
It's the Racing Pigeon Federation, I think. I'm not
Racing-
sure whether that's the exact title, but
Okay.
you'll
Well,
probably get the title in the directories.
all right then. Okay. so we-
What's the name? RSPCA type
Okay.
thing, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
RSPB.
All right. Well, what about yourself? Where are you ringing from? Are you in here? Are you here?
I'm in Dumfries
Are you?
Yeah.
And do you listen to Radio Ulster on a regular basis?
every day. And I'll tell you something and all. Your
Yeah.
old pal Hugo,
Yeah.
I was going to go to a concert. I went for my ticket yesterday,
Yeah.
and it's been cancelled.
What?
And it was on my birthday. I was going to, it was my birthday, you see, Sunday, and it was on in Dumfries. It's the only chance I had to go and see them.
You were going to go and see Hugo on your birthday?
Aye.
Is there something wrong with you?
Maybe.
And why is it cancelled?
I don't know. Probably lack of support.
Yeah, right. Yeah, great.
First they had the
That's
dates
what I
wrong,
wanted them to say.
They had a problem with the dates.
No, it's probably a simple explanation.
Well, they had in the programme, it was, in the brochure, it said the 30th of May, Saturday.
Yeah.
The 30th of May, Sunday.
Oh, well, that's obviously a
So
mix-up.
they've had one mix-up.
A mix-up in the calendar. Oh, well, happy birthday anyway.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, and keep listening.
Always listening.
Good
Yeah.
man.
Ta.
Thank you very much. Bye. That was nice to him, wasn't it?
You were indeed.
So you thought I was going to be cheeky to him.
There's been a suggestion that,
Yes,
that
been many.
That perhaps you could teach Nadine to say fudge.
Fudge. Nadine. How is Nadine, I wonder?
Fudge.
Fudge.
Fudge, Gerry.
No. Fudge.
Fudge.
Say cuts.
Cuts, Gerry. Cut. Would you cut the fudge, Gerry, for me daddy?
When's your new album coming out, Nadine? I hear reports in the paper that you got high hopes for it.
It's coming out in the summer, Gerry. But the girls in the band aren't talking to me. It's
There seems to be some talk of bit of a split there and bad feeling between you and the other girls, probably based on some kind of jealousy, I'd imagine, at your spectacular singing voice.
And they're saying too, Gerry, that I'm not even eating or nothing, but I eat away. I eat as much fudge as I can get.
You look very, very thin, I have to say, in some photographs. You look rather emaciated.
Well, it's just the way they're photographing me now, Gerry. You know the light. You know when you stand sometimes sideways, it doesn't do you justice, you know. Me daddy always told me to stand face on.
But you're spending most of your time in LA now, so you've more or less lost touch with probably the other girl band members.
Well, they don't phone as often as
Yeah,
they
there's talk.
used
Cheryl
to.
Coles the other day, she visited Los Angeles and didn't go and see you. They said that seems to be an indication that perhaps you're not the best of friends.
She doesn't like the way I cook the fudge. I keep giving it there. I say, shove that into you there, it'll do you good.
You ever tried salami cuts?
Dear God, no, my daddy wouldn't allow me to eat that. We're not allowed to eat that on a Friday.
Mm-hmm. Fish only.
Fish only.
Well, tell me, how do you cope with the glaring sun in Los Angeles? After all, you are a very porcelain-skinned person.
I am indeed, Gerry. Well, we go out a lot at night. My daddy doesn't allow me out during the day, you see. You get sunburned and everything. Over here in America, it's terrible. The sun's shining and all. It's not like Derry. You know, in Derry, you never get sunburned or nothing like that. Right. Or you never get your legs mazeled. Nothing. But over here, God, it's shining all the time. And all they talk about is fudge and salami and stuff like that.
And cats.
And cuts.
Do you like cats?
Cuts all the time. And then now the government's talking about it. Even the government's at it. They're cutting everything.
I see in the paper, though, that you have managed, now, I don't want to pry into your private affairs, it seems that you've managed to become a very wealthy girl through your various business interests and indeed
Well, I joined the credit union years ago. My mammy told me to get a good book in the credit union and you'll never look back.
I believe your book is unsurpassed in its goodness.
It's a great book. You see, if I go for a loan, Gerry, you're never refused. That's a great... Gerry, thanks very much for talking.
It's been a pleasure.
God love you, Gerry.
Thank you.
Tell everybody in Derry I was asking for them.
They love you.
Thanks, Gerry. God, I love him.
He's great, isn't he?
Talking to Gerry. God, you know, it's the Derry you can talk like. He's just like one of us, you know. He's lovely. There's no big headed or nothing.
A silver heart upon a chain in 1980 was engraved. Our hearts so innocent. Before you knew a world of pain, before you learned to be afraid and live through time so cruel, but you can't start again. For what you mean to me, the words I can't explain. I
That's the great Ash, and that's one of the many singles they've released. I think they're releasing one every fortnight. That's a song called, I don't know what it's called, I haven't got the thing. Well, I'll tell you what that is later. Anyway, it's one of their big singles. Please wish this is Sylvia Mays. She says, please wish my sister Anne McKibben a very happy birthday today. Lots of love from Howard and Sylvia. Also, please, for the love of God, have the decency to read one of my emails, says Colette O'Connor. I have been religiously sending them to you for 3 weeks. I'm just learning how to work this computer, and it's taken me hours to write them. I'd like you to say hello to my mum and dad, who sadly lost their lifelong pet cat this week to the big cat heaven in the sky. Their names are Patsy and Jim Joe O'Connor from Ballynahinch. Please play something to cheer them up and tell them we all love them very much from all the family. Thank you, Gerry. We listen to the show every day. Please don't let me down again. I wouldn't, and I haven't, and I won't. A man's talking about the Eurovision Song Contest here. He says, great show this morning. Did you hear that? I just don't even know what we were doing. Gerry, I was just wondering if you or the other listener had a chance to happen upon one of the most memorable TV moments of this year so far. The Eurovision semi-finals last night on BBC Three. How the Eurovision Song Contest has plummeted. The semi-finals on BBC Three that nobody watches. It was like watching Deep Root Canal, the musical. Who would have thought that such a large continent the size of Europe would have such a thinly spread layer of talent? We had a big strapping lass in a tent from Iceland, belting out a bit of high-energy Euro pop, a demented goon from Greece who was suffering from a severe case of middle-aged angst, and a gang from God knows where with a full set of animatronics, butterfly wings. Bring back Dana. I say that. Bring Dana back. All is forgiven. Gerry, you couldn't have written it. I was sitting transfixed in wonderment all evening, and I fear it will be repeated again on Saturday. Ask Sean, has he got his party hat and wee Eurovision scorecard printed out for the weekend? Have you? Could you please put in a good word and see if you can get Kenny Archer to yodel for Ireland?
That's a great idea.
What a great idea.
What a great idea.
Kenny Archer
Yes.
to represent Ireland in the Eurovision Song Contest. He'd walk it.
I
will keep you abreast of any further developments at St James, my Eurovision correspondent. Remember, we used to have correspondents.
Yeah.
They all fell by the wayside.
You have a call on one.
Have I really?
And a gentleman contacted the programme to say that he's found a set of keys here in Derry and Clooney Terrace. If anyone lost a set of keys, would you contact the programme, please?
Clooney Terrace.
Clooney Terrace.
So named after George. He was born there. Do you not know that?
I did.
That's why it's called Clooney Terrace.
I never
George
knew
Clooney
that.
was born there.
Good.
Listen, I saw a little interesting snippet of information in the paper today.
Yes.
Apparently, after the famine,
Yes.
you remember the famine? That there was a small Gael-taxed area in Belfast.
In Belfast, yeah.
Did you know that? Did you see that in the paper today?
They spoke Irish.
It was right in the city centre.
Yeah.
And there's a programme on TG Cahir.
Yeah. But there's something like 90,000 people.
That's right. And
speaking
right up
fluent
until the start of this century.
Yeah.
There was people speaking Irish in the heart of Belfast. I never knew that. There's a programme on about that in TG Cahir.
Yes.
I like the way they say that. Can you say that?
No.
TG Cahir.
TG Cahir.
TG Cahir.
TG Cahir. It's almost cock.
TG Cahir. Did I ever tell you about the
What
periphery?
time?
I'm not quite sure.
Oh.
Maybe perhaps people look in their radio, Tim's is, they will see that. Or
Johnny
indeed,
Johnny Boy's on one.
Johnny, get up in the fire, get up and give your man a sit. Would you get up into that you impudent bratton that Mr. Maguire sit down? I love that. I love Percy French.
But that's Big Joe Locke, isn't it?
Joseph Locke, get up into that, you impudent brat, and let Mr. Maguire sit down.
Remember the time you headed off to interview him? Remember you headed off to get him? Maybe it was your first TV show.
Yes,
and you
remember
wanted
those
to
heady
go up,
days.
And you and your producers headed off to wine and dine him.
Went down to Kildare. Do you know those places, those castles that nobody knows anything about?
Yeah.
Only the very rich people know them. There's no signposts to them. You know where to go. It's kind of, fancy restaurants. You know, Charlie Haughey, you'd see Charlie Haughey eating there. Right. Well, Joe wanted to go there for a bite to eat. So we arranged a meeting. We couldn't find the place. It was in the middle of nowhere. And we came upon this kind of castle. And it was all lit by torches. And the drink was, you would have hated it. It was like 20 quid for a whiskey.
You never bought it.
Absolutely not. Yeah. And nor did I use any BBC money either, because that would be a travesty. Anyway, he was sitting there, and we were trying to get him to go on the TV show, and he didn't want to go on. He said, "You're not offering me enough money." He said, no dough, no Joe.
That's right.
No dough, no Joe. At the end of it, he decided to reserve his judgment. Because the only reason I went down, you see, because my father used to know him.
Yes.
Him and my father used to work contemporaries. And he was born in the same street, basically. My father was born in a place called William Street, and Joe was born in Thundering Down. So called because when the rain went down the street, it thundered. It was called Thundering Down. And people used to say that book, you know, about Limerick, what do you call that book? Angela's Ashes.
Yeah.
People say he exaggerated the poverty and the conditions there because he said that some of the people in the houses had to move upstairs because their kitchens were flooded when it rained. That's what used to happen in Thundering Down. I saw that myself. People used to move upstairs. And when the water level went down, they'd back downstairs again.
I don't think so.
Absolutely.
I don't think
At the bottom of... That's why it was called Thundering Down, because the rain thundered down.
But I don't
And if
think
you
it was
lived at the
to
bottom
that
of the street...
extent. I don't think to that extent where people had to live upstairs.
They had to live upstairs. The water came in their doors, and what are you going to do?
My
What are you going to do? What are you
mother-in-law-
going to do?
My mother-in-law lived there.
Liar.
I'm not.
You're a liar. You're just lying because you think you've
Pants
caught
on
me.
Fire. I'm not. She lived in Thundering Down.
You're a liar.
I'm not.
Eamon McCann was on the radio this morning. It was great. I think Eamon McCann is brilliant. He was talking to a man about a particular subject. I'm not quite sure what it was. And the particular man was saying to Eamon, I'll tell you what the trade union stance is on that. And Eamon said, I'll tell you what the trade union stance is on that. I wrote it. He's great. Why is Eamon McCann not elected? Why is he not representing us? He's great. He's mad. He's great. He just thunders over everybody. Nobody. He's great. Anyway, what's wrong here?
Johnny.
What's wrong here?
Johnny's on one.
Is he? Johnny, get up in the fire, get up. Oh, that's how it started. Johnny, what about you?
I'm great, Gerry. Thanks be to God. What about yourself?
I'm all right. I think if I was any better, I'd have to be arrested.
Aye, or bottled or something, or marketed or branded properly, you know what I mean?
Bottled? You mean hit over the head with a bottle?
No, I've handed a few bottles just to put the afternoon in, you know.
The man was said to have a few bottles in him.
Well, I'd rather have a full bottle in front of me than a full frontal lobotomy.
Oh! Right, what can we do for you today on this fine Wednesday?
Gerry, I rang, what do you call your man there that replaces the large person on the biggest show in the country, and they got all serious about Nelson McCausland.
Oh, so that's a mistake for a start.
It turned into a whole row about all that stuff, and they missed the point.
The point being?
The point being, we'll have a load of people with an Alabama background and a load of people with a California background living in a place which is bordering California and it's run by Alabamans. 30% of the population.
That's a novel take on the political situation. I'll have to work that one out.
Explaining it through Americanization, you know, so people that understand America and what's going on over there, they get it really quickly.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly it. Explain to people in their own terms, because everybody thinks it's all about, because we hate each other because we're a different religion.
Aye, I know.
And we don't, the religion's nothing to do with it.
That's it.
Absolutely. People don't understand that.
The usual reasons, you know.
Tribal. It's tribal.
Big time. Now, if it's tribal, I think we should celebrate our tribalism and sell it as the tourism thing.
Yeah, come and see our
Go to a part
tribes.
of the world where it's legal and it's almost enforced that you have to learn to be fascistic about religion.
That's right,
And
yeah.
it's encouraged.
Yeah.
And use that as a sales pitch.
Don't let your own people down. Whatever you do. Stick to your own. Stick to your own. You'll know where you are then.
Vote 4 times extra, you know.
Do you want anything?
I think that the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Willie Drennan should do a Ulster Scots version of Where's the Love by the Black Eyed Peas.
I would pay money for that.
Got me questioning, where is the Lord?
I would pay money for that. Willie Drennan, if he's
Willie
listening.
Drennan and the Red Hot Chili Peppers doing, where's the love? What are you getting on about there? You know, now what, you know what I mean? And look at all the words and the words of love and get them to do that and then parade that. Now, the big thing where the Orange Order is going wrong is they're too internally focused on the Northern Ireland market.
You'd be very careful what you say about the Orange Order. I was a guest in Schomburg House the other day and they loved me.
I'm very good friends with the TOV and they're not even that forward-thinking and they're forward-thinkingest of the Orange men.
All right, then. Right, Willie Drennan, if you're listening, Willie, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, where's the love?
Where is the love? Right. Now,
Right, go away now.
What's black and eats chips?
I'm not even going to ask that.
I want to know, please.
No.
I
I'd be afraid of the answer.
know what it is.
That man is insane.
No,
Well,
I know
what's
it is.
black and
No,
eat chips?
No, don't. I know what it is too as well. Don't go.
Was I right to cut him off?
No, but it's there's a call on too.
Is there another one?
Yeah.
That man was insane.
Yeah.
That's why he's listening. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Gerry.
Geordie, I recognised you right away.
Oh, did you?
How are you today?
I'm top of the tree.
How has this warm snap affected your life?
Oh, well, the wee almonds now, they're standing under their hedges, you know, the thorn bushes for shade, like. But everyone's top of the tree.
There's days it's like Africa.
Hadn't it?
There's days it's like Africa.
I remember the day that you said, we were at Ballycastle.
Pardon?
We were at Ballycastle.
Yes. Is that? Is there? What's he saying?
You're in Ballycastle. He remembers the day you're down at Ballycastle.
But why does he not continue?
He's just taking his
we
time.
were there, and you, after the show was over, you know, you says, come on, we'll have a meal. Huh?
Yeah.
Where do you take me to?
Oh, I can't remember where I took
The
him.
credit union. And I'll scone and I'll wick, I'll take, could hardly get out of the teapot.
The opening of a new credit union building.
Let me explain what happened. I foolishly said to Geordie, Geordie, let's go and have a bite to eat. But in the meantime, a very nice man, came over to me and said, listen, we're from the credit union here in Ballycastle, and we're having a little opening here. Do you think, would you come up and maybe be in a couple of photographs? I said, certainly, that'd be a good idea. And I said, do you mind if this ragamuffin comes along with me? He said, no, bring whomever you like. So you and I went up, and they were very nice people, and they were sitting having tea and sandwiches and stuff like that. We stayed a little longer, but you see, you thought that was the meal I was talking about.
I got up and walked out.
Geordie was looking at a steak or something decent to eat.
And I'll cup of tea and I'll go.
But you can't blame the credit union people.
But you thought that was taking Geordie out. That was a meal.
You said to me, well, come on, we'll have a meal.
But you see, after I had a couple of egg and onion sandwiches, I wasn't hungry anymore. That's the way I am. I have a little tiny appetite. I eat like a
is there
bird.
a part from me in this show you're putting on?
I don't know.
I think there should be.
Oh, maybe so. Let me think about that for a while.
I could be like wee Barney, you know, wee
Yeah.
Gillette.
Yes, okay, Barney Gillette.
I think he should audition.
I don't think we should require Geordie to audition, but after all, we know his form.
Yeah, but what's the character he's playing? Who is
I don't know yet. Give me a time.
I could be like Barney Fitzgerald.
Barney Fitzgerald.
Barry Fitzgerald. Barry.
Ah.
Yeah.
I played him once.
Like when you go, Gerry, it'll be all this old topsy-turvy and all this and all old. You need somebody there with a bit of crack and a bit of how's your pa.
As your mother's still working. Okay. Right, Geordie, thank you for that.
Here, before we go, Gerry.
Yes?
I have now, I don't know, I'm trying to get it filled, you know.
You're trying to get what filled?
Mind you sent me a lovely cocktail shaker.
Oh, that's right.
Trying to get it filled?
You can get them filled nearly anywhere.
No, it's not that.
Right, sorry.
I have a siphon here.
Yes?
Grattan and Company, Belfast.
Right.
You know, a siphon.
Uh-huh. Yes,
You
I know what a
what
siphon is, yeah.
I want to know, could somebody fill it for me?
If there's a siphon filler out there, contact us and we'll contact you. Okay?
Grattan and Company, Belfast.
All right, then. We'll find out how the siphon is filled.
Right,
and we'll do
thank
that
you.
for tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
There's a man on one.
I can't talk to
Why
nobody
not?
else.
There's a man on one.
I'm tired.
Oh, don't.
I'm tired, I said.
It's a wee baby one, Janet said.
I'll talk to him in a minute. After this, I need to rest. Dorothy. It's Toto. Ruff! You're not in Ballymena anymore. Ruff! Oh, look, there's Andrew Lloyd Webber.
That's a very good Toto.
Pardon?
It's a very good dog. You're doing.
I do a good dog.
That's wee Toto it is. Do it again. It's very good.
I've studied dogs.
I'll call you Toto, Toto. Toto, Toto, come to me. Oh, there, Toto.
I had to give my shoes to Andrew Lloyd Webber. Then he made me go up to heaven. He killed me. That's Jeff Beck going for the goals rather than the pints. I'll tell you what. Hell of a player. That's a song called Over the Rainbow, of course, and that's from Jeff Beck's new album called Emotion and Commotion. We could do The Wizard of Oz.
Yes, The Wizard of Oz would be great.
Janet could be Dorothy. What could Emma be? It's only one woman part in
Well, no, Auntie M.
She could be the Wicked Witch.
As an Auntie M.
She could be the Wicked Witch.
The Wicked Witch.
And then Geordie could be Strawman. That's the way he walks anyway.
Mm-hmm. There's been a suggestion that you play Toto.
Well, I do a good Doug.
Yeah.
What would you be?
Well, I thought I could be...
He's the lion.
No,
Put him up, put him up, put him up, put him up. If I had a knife, put him up.
Oh, you do it. That's good.
I want to be the lion.
You're the lion. Okay.
Who's going to be Tin Man? The Undertone.
The Undertone be Tin Man. I wanted to be Dorothy as Nadine.
Ken could be the wizard.
Ken could be the witch.
He's just a screwdriver.
Ken's the wizard.
Ken's the
He's
wizard.
got the screwdriver.
Yeah.
Ken's the wizard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Behind the curtain.
Yeah.
Because, he's behind the curtain.
Yeah.
Is there someone on here?
A wee quick call.
This will have to be quick.
Yes.
Because I have my dinner coming up. Where is he?
Hey.
Hey. Hello.
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 Excuse me. Hello.
Yes, hello. How are you?
Hello. My name's Gerry Kane.
Yes, Gerry.
Speaking of Gerry Anderson, I presume.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, you're on the radio.
How are you doing, Gerry?
I'm fine, thanks.
I'm very nervous after that introduction. It took so long. I was nervous enough, but it's just there is, as you know, a reality TV show on RTE1. It isn't maybe for what you would normally associate them with, Gerry, as wannabes, overnight stars. Some of these guys have studied for years.
What is it? What is that?
It's for the lead male and female roles in the musical first West End production in Ireland of Fame, being produced by Robert Kelly.
Really? And they're looking for a lead, the lead
They're looking
part?
for a male lead and a female lead.
Okay.
Now, we have two at the moment from Northern Ireland. We have my son, who is Conleth Kane from Lurgan.
Yes.
And we have Rusheen from Newry.
Yeah.
Our problem is that being from the north, obviously RTE wouldn't be the number one station.
Absolutely not. Now, you have 30 seconds, right? Go ahead.
All I'm doing is appealing for anyone that does watch RTE, would to please get behind those that are from the north here.
What's the programme called?
It's Fame. It's on every Sunday night on RTE1 at 6:30.
Vote for our boys.
It's not so much vote for our boys, it's vote for the talent. But
Okay, have to go now.
Okay, bye.
Right, that's it.
Bye.
Vote for these men. Bye.
Yes.